Today, we're going to talk about how to let go of good vibes only if you really want to develop a spiritual practice and experience spiritual growth. That kind of spiritual foundation that allows you to show up and create and have a genuine connection that can lead and guide every corner of your life. The first and most damaging mistake of the good vibes only philosophy is that it encourages us to ignore the parts of ourselves that need the most attention. These parts of ourselves are like inner children. They are the parts of us that get angry or jealous or fearful, or we want to attack or maybe controlling. In my book, Self-Help, I teach that these are not bad parts of you. They're actually just young. They're burdened parts of you that are frozen in time. They've been around for as long as you can remember, and they're carrying a lot of pain and past experiences. And when we adopt that good vibes only attitude, what we're doing is we're telling these little children, these inner children inside of us, they're having a tantrum. We're telling them, everything's fine. It's going to be okay. Calm down. Think about how freaking annoying that is. When you're actually having a moment of anger or frustration or you're upset and somebody just says, you're fine, calm down, you want to give them the middle finger. That is the worst response you could say to someone who's in that place of actually having a big emotion. And what we're doing when we say good vibes only is that we're actually shutting down these parts and we just tell them to go away. We're locking them up. And what happens when we shut these parts of ourselves down is they actually get so much louder. They get more extreme. They start to do whatever they can to get our attention. And here's the thing. When we shut down these parts of ourselves, we deprive ourselves of a genuine spiritual connection to our true self. Life's going to hand us a lot of difficult moments and a lot of sadness and a lot of uncertainty. And pretending that those moments don't exist doesn't make us more spiritual. It disconnects us from what makes us human. And it actually disconnects us from our spiritual truth. Our genuine spiritual practice isn't meant to help us erase pain. It's actually meant to help us be with it, to hold it with compassion instead of shame. And that real growth comes when we can let ourselves feel the depth of our emotions without judging them, not seeing them as wrong or unspiritual, but to really be present with them and to feel those feelings and to have compassion towards these parts. That part of you that feels the intense judgment, that might be trying to protect you from being judged yourself. Or that part of you that feels anger might be trying to protect you from being taken advantage of. And these parts have really positive intentions. But God, they're stuck in these old, outdated, painful patterns. And by ignoring them, we're actually forcing them to run the show. We're forcing them to be in the background and sabotage our relationships and block our manifestations because remember, they're trying to get our attention. And so the fix isn't to ignore them and to say, you're fine, good vibes only. That's not the path. It's to turn towards them with compassion and curiosity and that genuine sense of spiritual connection. And the moment you can witness that feeling without making it wrong, you take your power back. Instead of shaming yourself for having big feelings and thinking a spiritual person shouldn't feel this way. I hear that a lot. A spiritual person shouldn't feel this way. Instead, get curious. You can gently say to yourself, okay, I notice this judgmental part of me is really activated right now, and I'm here, and I'm listening. What are you trying to protect me from? The simple, compassionate inquiry is going to allow that burdened young child inside of you to finally be seen and to feel heard and to feel safe. And that's the beginning of a true healing process and genuine healing integration. And that's how we reclaim our wholeness and our power. That's how we start to build a spiritual foundation that holds us in that sensation of safety inside. Another mistake of the good vibes only philosophy is faking positivity. And this shows up in two major ways. So you're going to recognize yourself in this. The first is repeating affirmations that you just absolutely don't believe. Like, that doesn't work, guys. It doesn't work. You're standing in front of the mirror and you're saying, I'm abundant and wealthy, while a huge part of you is screaming, I'm terrified and I'm broke. That's not going to work. You don't believe what you're saying. And the second is actually even more common. It's that automatic response when someone asks you how you're doing and you're like, I'm great, everything's fine. When on the inside, you're actually falling apart. It's the performance of positivity. So both of these behaviors just don't work. They can actually be detrimental. And why? Because they are a subtle form of self-abandonment. You're lying to yourself in those moments. When a part of you is genuinely scared or sad or struggling and you're just plastering this positive thought over it, you're actually telling that part of you, you're wrong. Your feelings don't matter. That inner child inside feels ignored, it feels invalidated, and that fear inside intensifies. And you don't realize that this is happening, but it is. It's actually sabotaging that connection and disconnecting you from your spiritual relationship. And this is where so many people get lost. We think that being spiritual means being happy all the time. Nope, no, no. Big no, people. Being spiritual doesn't mean you're going to be happy all the time. It's a practice of building your faith to hold you through those tough moments and knowing where to turn when you're struggling and trusting that there's a presence beyond your physical sight that's supporting you. When life breaks your heart, when you're grieving, when you're afraid, that's not the time to fake positivity. Promise me that you won't. That's the moment to actually turn inward and to breathe and to pray and to ask for guidance and to allow yourself to cry. That's when spirituality becomes real. There's nothing unspiritual about sadness or anger or fear. They're a part of being alive. I think about the times in my life where I've hit my biggest bottoms, and those were actually my greatest spiritual breakthroughs because I got honest, because I was real with myself, because I was relying on a higher power rather than my own will. And the goal isn't to bypass these big feelings and emotions and these inner children inside of us. It's actually to meet them with love. So the fix isn't to lie to yourself. It's to first connect with the part that's in pain and then gently guide it. Before you even think about saying an affirmation, I want you to check in with how you really feel. How do you really feel in that moment? I want you to acknowledge if there's a part of you that's just struggling in that moment. Place your hand on your heart. Notice the feeling inside and say, I'm here with you. I'm not going to push you away. You're safe with me. From that place of compassionate connection, now you can reach for a bridge thought. It's the next best honest thought. This is the best thought you can find. And so if you're feeling anxiety, instead of saying, I'm calm and I'm fine, you might say, I'm safe. There's safety inside. It's a thought that you actually believe in. It's a thought that resonates. It's not a fake thought. It's not a performative thought. So if you're thinking, I'm abundant, but it feels like a lie and you feel broke inside, a bridge thought might be, I'm willing to see my financial situation differently. That feels honest. Even simpler, just say this prayer. Thank you, universe, for helping me see this with love. If you can't reach for a thought that feels safe in that moment, just say, thank you, universe, for helping me see this with love. That small step of willingness backed by a genuine self-compassion is actually what opens the door for a powerful energetic shift. So I want you to just really think through this process. You don't want to affirm or pretend that all is well and good vibes only. It's actually saying, you're fine, you're good, and shutting down those young inner children inside of you. Please don't do that. Remember, how much does it suck when you're feeling big feelings and someone says, you're fine, you're fine. You literally want to be like, F you. So instead, we're going to just turn our attention inward, offer compassion, and reach for a bridge thought or our prayer. Thank you, universe, for helping me see this with love. Which brings me now to another mistake we make with the good vibes only philosophy. And this is a subtle one, and it's born from fear. It's this belief that you must fear or reject or despise your current circumstances in order to attract something better. This is so wrong, guys. So wrong. We got to turn this upside down today. It's the idea that if you want to manifest a soulmate, you have to hate being single. Or if you want your dream job, you have to loathe your current job. This forces us into this state of resistance, focusing on the fact that this isn't what I want, so I'm going to be mad about what I want. And that actually doesn't really work. The fix isn't to fear where you are. It's to make peace with your present while getting excited about the future. So you can say, thank you. This experience is teaching me so much about myself, and I'm going to welcome all the lessons that come. And you can even add, I'm ready for what's next. So let's say that again together. Thank you to this experience for teaching me so much about myself. I'm super grateful for all the lessons. And now I'm ready for what's next. And that's a huge difference. Can you see the difference there? You're not fighting your reality. You're actually using it as a launch pad. You're really recognizing that this peaceful acceptance and this energy of just being where you are and witnessing what's next and opening your heart to more is actually super high vibe and you're not faking it. You're just genuinely in a state that's hopeful. And that brings us to our final mistake. This is a mistake of the good vibes only philosophy that is an excuse. It's an excuse to judge and cut people out of your life. Okay? This is a big one. You label somebody as negative or low vibe, and that creates a story that their energy is contaminating you. Now, let me be very clear. Okay, creating healthy boundaries is essential, especially when it comes to safe, healthy boundaries. If someone isn't safe, get the hell out of that relationship. There's a huge difference between a loving, empowered boundary and a fearful, judgmental wall. Understand the difference. Judgmental boundaries actually come from a place of fear, and the fear that someone else's energy can diminish your own. It also comes from a place of projection. You might be projecting your own inadequate feelings about yourself onto somebody else. But the truth is, no one can actually take your power from you. So you don't have to fear people. The people who trigger us the most are actually our greatest teachers. Sorry, but it's true. They're our mirrors, and they're reflecting back a disowned part of our own shadows that we need to heal. So if you cut somebody off and you're just being judgmental and saying, leave me alone, you're actually missing the lesson. The fix is to see every relationship as an assignment. And so when somebody triggers you, instead of immediately judging them or attacking them or cutting them off, you can actually get curious. What is this person showing me about myself? What unhealed part of me is being activated right now? And when you see them as your teacher instead of as an enemy, you reclaim your power. And that can set you up to win. That can set a lot of loving boundaries from a place of strength and not fear. And it allows you to just look at the assignment and show up for the assignment. Because remember, the negative experiences and feelings and relationships in our life are spiritual assignments for growth. We don't want to throw good vibes only over them. We actually want to recognize them, witness them with compassion, and show up for them. That's a spiritual practice. So let's release this spiritual misconception together, guys. Let's just let it go. Real spiritual growth is not about being positive all the time. It's really just not. It's about being real with yourself. It's about having the courage to witness your shadow and having the honesty to feel your big feelings and the grace to make peace with where you are in the moment and the wisdom to see everyone and every experience as a spiritual teacher, as a learning device. It's about integrating all of you, not just the shiny, happy parts of yourself. And this is really important because this inner work isn't just about finding personal peace. It's really just not. It's what prepares us to create real change in the world. And a lot of us are feeling called right now to advocate, to serve. We're feeling called to make a difference. We're feeling called to show up for others. And we can't show up for the world in a really sustainable way if we're not showing up for ourselves first. We have to have a strong spiritual foundation. We need a spiritual practice. And this is what's going to keep us grounded. And this is what I keep hearing in my meditations, that we have to stay spiritually aligned in order to withstand the chaos of these times. And we have to have an authentic spiritual practice so that we can take inspired action from a place of strength and a place of love rather than a place of fear and burnout. This wholeness and this spiritual connection is going to be the most effective energy for us to create change in our life and for us to manifest our dreams. Because genuine manifesting can't come from a place of shakiness. It has to come from an energy of unshakable faith. So these steps that I've given you today are actually setting you up. They're set up for you to do that inner work over the next few weeks and to give yourself that spiritual grounding and foundation. You're preparing your energy for the next step, which is to start to manifest. You want to manifest from a place of grounded spiritual energetic foundation. After you practice these principles, you can raise your hand and say, I'm ready, Gabby. And you can join me on my 21-day manifesting challenge. And this challenge is going to blow your mind. It starts on January 1st, but when you join today, you're going to get amazing bonuses. And all of the details are at the link in the description. You've got my Gabby AI in there. We can talk to Gabby AI. Actually, maybe we can even close this video with some manifesting questions from Gabby AI. You get Gabby Coaching AI through the challenge. It looks like this. It's going to be your companion through the manifesting season. Hey, how's it going with letting go of the good vibes only mindset? Have you been able to sit with your feelings and notice what they're teaching you? Yeah. Can you give me any other advice on that, Gabby? Here's the thing. Sometimes we get caught up in the rush to figure it out or to have the perfect plan before we move. But real growth happens in the gentle unfolding when we choose patience with ourselves. So maybe slow down enough to breathe and just notice what feels true in your body and heart right now. I always say, trust the pause. It's in those quiet moments when you're not forcing anything that the universe whispers the next loving step. Gabby AI is powered by 20 years of 11 books of mine, all of my live talks, all of my podcasts, every single meditation I've ever done. She's got it all in here. You get Gabby Coaching AI through the challenge, all the way through to the end. And you get it before the challenge. So if you sign up early, you get extra Gabby AI. So go in there. It's all inside the app. It looks like this. It's going to be your companion through the manifesting season. And the challenge is really the perfect next step after this conversation today, because right here, you're building your spiritual foundation. You're energizing that vibe of truth inside of you, not that fake vibe of good vibes only. Okay, that's what we're doing here today. And I really want to hear from you and see how this is supporting you. So I want you to leave comments below, share one way you're going to let go of that good vibes only mentality and let that pressure off this week. I really want you to let the pressure off. So you can leave me the comments. You can hype this video. I want you guys to click that like button, subscribe, and stick around for next week's video because it's just getting better and better and better. And all of these videos are guiding you to prepare for this manifesting challenge. So definitely click the link in the description. Join me on the 21-day manifesting challenge. And I want to thank you. I want to thank you for your honesty. I want to thank you for your courage to walk this authentic path with me. And I'm really proud of you for being here every single week and for sticking around to the end of this video. And I can't wait to see you for more. And I can't wait to manifest with you in the new year. There's so much more coming. I love you. If you like this video and you want to get more Gabby, check out the next one right over here.